Collision of Innocence. In a small suburban town, there lived a 6-year-old boy named Timmy. He had dark brown eyes and brown hair that seemed to bounce with every step he took. His laughter was infectious, and his curiosity knew no bounds. Timmy was the pride of his family, who adored him more than anything in the world. One sunny afternoon, Timmy's father asked him to fetch the mail from their mailbox across the road. Though Timmy was young, he had done this task many times before, always under the watchful eye of his parents. But today, his father was preoccupied with an urgent phone call, and he underestimated the danger that lay ahead. With a sense of excitement and responsibility, Timmy eagerly accepted the task. He stepped out of the house and took a deep breath, the fresh air filling his lungs. The road in front of their home seemed quiet. As Timmy approached the road, he remembered his father's advice. Always look both ways and wait for the right moment to cross. So he stood at the edge of the road, scanning the traffic for a safe gap. His small heart raced with anticipation, feeling a mix of fear and thrill. A few moments later, Timmy spotted an opening in the traffic and believed it was his chance to cross. He took a deep breath and dashed across the road, his tiny legs pumping as fast as they could. However, just as he was about to reach the other side, a car appeared out of nowhere. The driver, a young woman named Sarah, slammed on her brakes as soon as she saw Timmy, but it was too late. The car struck the little boy, sending him flying through the air and landing 40 feet away. The sound of the collision echoed through the air. Timmy's father, still on the phone, heard the commotion and rushed outside to see his worst nightmare unfolding before his eyes. He dropped the phone, his heart shattering into a million pieces as he sprinted towards his son. Sarah, the driver, was also devastated, her face wet with tears as she exited her car to check on Timmy. The entire neighborhood came together in those harrowing moments, with people calling for an ambulance and trying to provide comfort to Timmy's family. When the paramedics arrived, they quickly assessed Timmy's condition, finding him unconscious with multiple severe injuries. With utmost care, they stabilized Timmy's head and neck, gently securing him onto a backboard and applying a neck brace. Every movement was deliberate, ensuring his spine remained protected. Once secured, Timmy was carefully lifted onto a stretcher and then into the ambulance. The doors slammed shut, and the ambulance sped away. Sirens wailing, the ambulance carrying Timmy raced towards the nearest hospital. His parents, their faces etched with worry, headed there as well, their prayers a desperate plea for their son's survival. Recognizing the need for specialized care, the EMS team requested a life flight helicopter to meet their ambulance and transport Timmy directly to a trauma center. Upon landing on the helipad of the small hospital, the air medical transport team hurriedly entered the emergency room, ER, with a clear objective: to stabilize and transfer young Timmy to the closest trauma center. Timmy's condition was rapidly worsening. His oxygen levels were dangerously low, and he was struggling to fill his tiny chest with enough air to survive. The medical team quickly assessed the situation and determined that Timmy needed both a breathing tube and a chest tube to help him breathe. A chest tube is a thin, hollow tube which is carefully inserted between the ribs into the space around the lungs. This allows air and fluid to drain, relieving pressure and helping the lungs to expand fully. In the intense atmosphere of the ER, the emergency doctor skillfully inserted the chest and breathing tubes with the help of the life flight team. With each deliberate motion, a subtle shift could be seen in Timmy's breathing. his once desperate gasps becoming slightly less labored. Once Timmy was stable enough for transport, the life flight team carefully loaded him onto the helicopter, his tiny body swaddled in blankets and connected to numerous machines monitoring his vital signs. Timmy's mother, heart heavy with worry, boarded the helicopter alongside her son. Fear visible on her face, she tightly gripped Timmy's hand, praying for a miracle. The roar of the helicopter's engine filled the air as it lifted off, soaring high above the scenic landscape below. The atmosphere was tense and focused inside the helicopter. The life flight crew closely monitored Timmy's condition, adjusting medications and life support equipment as needed to maintain his fragile stability. They exchanged urgent and short radio communication, their eyes never leaving the monitors displaying Timmy's heart rate, blood pressure, and oxygen levels. The flight to the trauma center was fraught with anxiety. As the afternoon sun cast long shadows over the ground, the life flight team continued their tireless efforts to keep Timmy stable. As the helicopter approached the city, the skyline's towering buildings came into view, signaling that they were nearing their destination. The life flight crew prepared for landing, double-checking Timmy's equipment to ensure a smooth transfer once they arrived at the trauma center. Upon touching down at the trauma center's helipad, the life flight team wasted no time in rushing Timmy into the emergency department. Doctors and nurses stood ready, immediately taking over his care and whisking him away for further evaluation and treatment. The doctors and nurses worked tirelessly, doing everything in their power to save Timmy. After hours of surgery and anxious waiting, the doctors emerged with solemn expressions. Though they had managed to stabilize Timmy's condition, it was clear that the road to recovery would be long and uncertain. His mother was grateful for the medical team's efforts, but feared that their lives would never be the same. The weeks that followed were a blur of sterile hallways, hushed conversations, and the constant beeping of machines. Timmy endured countless tests, procedures, and surgeries, his small body bearing the weight of the accident's aftermath. His parents kept a constant vigil by his bedside, their faces etched with worry and exhaustion. The hospital staff became like an extended family, offering support and encouragement amidst the uncertainty. It was a long, arduous journey, fraught with setbacks and moments of despair. But Timmy's fighting spirit, fueled by the love and prayers of those around him, never wavered. After what felt like an eternity, the day finally arrived when Timmy was discharged from the hospital. Though his homecoming was filled with joy and relief, the journey was far from over. Months of intensive rehabilitation followed. With each small victory, whether it was taking his first steps or uttering his first words after the accident, his family's hearts swelled with pride and gratitude. Through it all, Timmy's spirit remained unbroken. Timmy's infectious laughter returned to the neighborhood slowly over time. Every day he showed improvement, his energy seemingly limitless, and the scars on his body serving as a testament to his incredible resilience. The accident permanently changed their lives and strengthened the community bond. Timmy, the brave little boy, triumphed over tragedy, serving as a beacon of hope for all. Timmy celebrated his remarkable recovery, surrounded by loved ones on a sunny afternoon about a year after the ordeal. The EMS crew, life flight team, and ER hospital staff who had helped stabilize Timmy prior to his transfer to the trauma center all joined, their faces filled with pride and gratitude. It was a heartwarming scene, showcasing dedication and collaboration that saved Timmy's life. Take-home points. Roads can be busy, fast-paced environments that pose significant risks for pedestrians, especially children. Allowing children to cross roads by themselves without the proper education and maturity can lead to catastrophic consequences, such as severe injuries or even fatalities. It's difficult to pinpoint the exact age at which every child is ready to navigate roads alone, as it varies depending on individual development and the specific road conditions. Below, we discuss the various dangers associated with letting children navigate these high-speed roads on their own. Lack of experience and judgment. Children have less experience and understanding of traffic rules compared to adults. They may not accurately gauge the speed and distance of oncoming vehicles, making it difficult for them to determine when it's safe to cross the road. Additionally, their decision-making skills are still developing, which means they might make impulsive choices that put them in harm's way. Limited visibility. Young children are typically shorter than adults, which can make it difficult for drivers to spot them on the road. Moreover, children might be unable to see over obstacles like parked cars or bushes, hindering their ability to assess the situation properly. This limited visibility can lead to accidents, as drivers may not have enough time to react when a child suddenly appears on the road. Inattention and distractions. Children can be easily distracted by their surroundings or electronic devices, such as smartphones and tablets. This inattention can cause them to lose focus while crossing the road, increasing the likelihood of an accident. Furthermore, children are more prone to engaging in risky behavior, like running across the road without looking or attempting to retrieve a dropped object from the road. Driver behavior. Unfortunately, not all drivers follow the speed limits and traffic rules, and some may even be under the influence of alcohol or drugs. This reckless behavior puts all pedestrians at risk, but children are particularly vulnerable due to their small size and lack of experience. A child crossing the road by themselves is at the mercy of these irresponsible drivers. High-speed traffic. Roads are designed for vehicles to travel at high speeds, making it extremely dangerous for pedestrians to cross. The faster a vehicle is moving, the less time a driver has to react to a child entering the roadway. Even if a child manages to gauge the speed of an oncoming car correctly, there's always the risk of a sudden lane change or a vehicle unexpectedly accelerating, which could lead to a tragic accident. In conclusion, letting children cross roads by themselves can be a risky decision that puts their lives at risk. To ensure their safety, it's vital that parents and guardians educate their children about road safety rules and always accompany them when crossing busy roads. Additionally, advocating for safer pedestrian infrastructure like footbridges and implementing strict traffic laws can help reduce the dangers posed to children on roads.
If you are moved by this story and want to hear more incredible rescues and discover powerful insights on how to prevent childhood accidents, you can find Lessons from the Sky, Life Flight Rescues, and the Fight for Child Safety on Amazon and most online bookstores in either audio or book format. Every story in Lessons from the Sky holds a valuable lesson. Some are filled with hope and happy endings, while others serve as heartbreaking reminders of why child safety is so important. Lessons from the Sky is the perfect gift for new and expecting parents, or anyone who wants to stay ahead of potential safety hazards. Emotional engagement drives action. Let these stories touch your heart and inspire you to protect the children in your life.